Remember that bone-chilling cold, the kind that makes metal crack and wind cut like blades. Now imagine facing that aboard a machine, surrounded by endless snow, ice, winds over 100 kilometers per hour, and zero room for error. Have you ever wondered, what are the most brutal, insane, and dangerous snow machines ever built? Today, we're turning back the gears of history to revisit the 10 most dangerous snow machines ever constructed. These are beasts that challenged blizzards, conquered impossible terrain, and often pushed their operators to the very limits of human endurance and mechanical resilience, ready to meet the monsters that roar across frozen worlds. Stick around, because the number one on this list is absolutely terrifying. Number 10, Tucker Snowcat 743. Launched in 1952 by the Tucker Snowcat Corporation out of Oregon, USA, the Tucker 743 became one of the most iconic post-war snow machines. Originally designed to withstand polar expeditions, it quickly earned a reputation worldwide. Powered by a V8 engine with 180 horsepower, this beast featured a rare for independent track system, allowing it to glide over deep snow where any other vehicle would sink without mercy. Visually, it has that retro charm, bright orange bodywork, rounded windows, and a mechanical growl that mixes the deep thrum of the engine with the whipping sound of rubber belts cutting through snowdot in the field. This machine became essential for rescue missions, transport in polar stations, and maintaining communication lines in the most remote regions on Earth. But it also became infamous for sudden rollovers on icy slopes, a very real hazard for anyone daring to tame the Arctic aboard one. Today, it's a museum piece and a collector's dream. But anyone who ever operated a Tucker 743 knows taming this beast was not for the faint of heart. Impressed? Wait until you see what's next. Number 9, Foremost, Husky 8x8, snow vehicle built in the 1960s by the Canadian Foremost Industries. The Husky 8x8 is a snow transport monster, designed for Arctic operations, mining, and oil exploration in frozen remote areas. It runs on a 300 turbo diesel engine, with 8-wheel drive, each wheel equipped with low-pressure snow and ice tires. The result, near supernatural mobility, floating over terrain that would swallow any conventional vehicle whole. The sound of the tires crunching the ice, mixed with the constant whistle of the turbo diesel, created a soundtrack straight out of a sci-fi movie. Danger wasn't just the terrain operators reported. Frequent brake failures on icy descents and a constant risk of tipping over when fully loaded. Culturally, the Husky 8x8 became an icon of northern Canadian exploration, used in expeditions, pipeline maintenance, and rescue operations to this day. Sound crazy? Buckle up, because number 8 takes this to another level. Number 8, Bombardier BR4 Plus. Built by the legendary Bombardier in Canada during the 1980s. The BR4 Plus is a snow groomer designed to dominate the wildest slopes and the harshest landscapes. It features a 320 horsepower Cummins diesel engine, hydrostatic transmission, and ultra-wide tracks that spread its weight to avoid sinking into deep powder. That deep diesel rumble, the smell of burnt fuel in the freezing air, and the scraping sound of blades slicing snow create an experience that's as immersive as it is intimidating. Though designed for grooming ski slopes, the BR4 Plus became infamous for its danger level. Descending gradients over 45 degrees, combined with unstable snowpacks, caused dozens of fatal accidents, including rollovers down entire mountainsides. It's a legend among operators who say, either you control the BR, or it controls you. Hold on, because the next one was born for war. Number 7, Weasel M29 military snow vehicle. Built by Studebaker in 1943, during World War II, the M29 Weasel was designed for Allied operations and snow-covered battlefields in Europe and Scandinavia. Powered by a 70-horsepower Willys engine, weighing just over 3,700 pounds, 1,700 kilograms, it's small compared to others, but its ability to cross frozen lakes, deep snowfields, and tundra was nothing short of terrifying. The metallic clank of its tracks, mixed with the constant buzz of the gasoline engine, echoed through frozen valleys like a mechanical predator on the hunt. Was it dangerous? Absolutely. Many units sank through thin ice or flipped on steep slopes. Historical records show that while it was a blessing for military mobility, it was also a constant flirtation with danger. Today, the M29 Weasel is a prized piece in military museums and beloved by extreme vehicle collectors. Loving this frosty journey? Hit that like button and subscribe, because things are only getting wilder from here. Number 6, PistenBully 600 Polar SCR. Asterisk built by the German powerhouse Bora, the PistenBully 600 Polar is one of the most powerful snow groomers on the planet. It packs a 530 horsepower Mercedes-Benz engine, monstrous torque, and the ability to withstand winds over 150 kilometers per hour, blizzards, and snow depths exceeding 3 meters. That deep growl from the diesel engine echoes across the icy wasteland as the tracks chew through snow and blades. Carved trails where nothing else dares move. The danger, beyond constant avalanche risks, rollovers, on unstable ground, and the threat of falling into hidden crevasses, isolation is the real killer. If you break down in a storm, survival becomes a matter of hours. This machine is the lifeline for places like Antarctica's McMurdo Station, operating in some of the most remote locations on Earth. Don't think that's extreme. Wait until you see the top 5. Number 5. Tucker Terra 2000 XL. Launched in the 1990s, the Tucker Terra 2000 XL is a Snowcat giant designed for heavy logistics in the Arctic and Antarctica, with a 350 horsepower Cummins engine for independent tracks, payload capacity of over 11,000 pounds, 5 tons, and a range of over 500 kilometers, 310 miles, without refueling. It's a rolling fortress. Visually, it looks like a cross between a battle tank and a mobile cabin. Its sound, a deep diesel roar, mixed with the whip-like crunch of tracks crushing solid ice. The danger comes from its sheer size, weight, and tendency to suffer uneven traction on soft snow or cracked ice. Lateral rollovers and plunges into hidden crevasses are real, documented hazards. This monster hauls everything from scientific equipment to life-saving supplies in places where failure is simply not an option. But brace yourself. Number 4 brings twin engines into this madness. Number 4, Foremost Delta 3. Imagine this: 2 massive diesel engines, full-time all-wheel drive, giant low-pressure tires, and the ability to cross frozen lakes, deep snowfields, tundra, and cracked ice. That's the Foremost Delta 3, born in the 1970s in Canada, with combined power of over 600 horsepower and a curb weight exceeding 55,000 pounds, 25 tons. It's an absolute titan. It looks straight out of a science fiction film. An elevated cabin, articulated frame, and an engine sound so thunderous it feels like 2 trucks battling to pull a train through a blizzard. It was critical for building pipelines and conducting oil exploration in the Arctic. But any mechanical failure meant total isolation, hundreds of kilometers from the nearest help. Accidents. Oh yes, rollovers, sinking through thin ice, and even onboard fires caused by engines overheating in -40 Celsius. 40°F. Temperatures were not uncommon. If that sounds crazy, wait until you see the top 3. It's surreal. Number 3, Antarctic Snow Cruiser. Possibly the weirdest vehicle ever designed for polar exploration. The Antarctic Snow Cruiser, built by the U.S. in 1939, looked like a spaceship on wheels. At nearly 56 feet 17 meters long, 15 feet 4.5 meters tall, with a DC electric drivetrain producing over 300 horsepower combined. It was designed to be a mobile base with weeks of autonomy, and it was a colossal failure. The massive tires had no grip on snow. It bogged down constantly, and what was meant to be the ultimate polar vehicle became one of the most dangerous, by giving crews a false sense of security that nearly cost lives. Yet it's an enduring icon. Its image still appears in books, museums, and documentaries about extreme engineering. Think that's wild. Number 2 is practically an ice titan. Number 2, PistenBully 1000 prototype only. Asterisk, few know this, but during the 2010s, Hasbro developed an experimental snow groomer, informally called the PistenBully 1000, designed exclusively for Antarctic operations. Powered by a 620 horsepower Mercedes engine with insane torque, it could tow over 100 tons. Equipped with sensors to detect cracks in ice sheets. The problem: the monstrous torque caused severe instability on slopes. During testing, the machine flipped violently, nearly costing an entire research crew their lives. It was deemed too dangerous for commercial release. But for those who witnessed this beast during testing, it remains the most ferocious snow machine ever conceived. And if that sounds extreme, hold tight, because number 1 is simply terrifying. Number 1, Laterno Snow Train VC22 SNO-Freighter. Picture this: a 200-meter-long snow train, split into 6 massive modules, each with its own powered drive. Built in the 1950s by Laterno Technologies, the VC-22 Snow Freighter was commissioned by the U.S. Air Force to haul cargo across Alaska and Canada's tundra during the Cold War. It ran on a 1,000 horsepower diesel-electric drivetrain, with electric motors powering each module. It was designed to cross hundreds of kilometers of snowfields, or die trying, and many nearly did. Accidents included fires from engine overheating, rollovers on thin ice, and even disappearances, with parts of the convoy reportedly vanishing into the Arctic wilderness. Never recovered. To this day, the Laterno Snow Train remains the largest, boldest, and most dangerous snow machine ever built. A frozen legend. From the Tucker Snowcat to the colossal Laterno Snow Train, these aren't just machines. They're rolling monuments to human ingenuity and bravery. They represent the edge of engineering, the courage to face nature's most unforgiving landscapes, and the determination to survive where most wouldn't dare set foot. whether saving lives, supporting scientific discovery, or bridging humanity in places where nature screams not here. These machines prove that when it comes to the impossible, engineering knows no limits. If you love content like this, subscribe to the channel because every week we bring you the most insane, powerful, and dangerous machines that conquer snow and ice. See you in the next one.